Welcome to IME Division Transocean's Riser Yard facility in Kakinada. The Kakinada Yard supports Transocean's floating rigs operating on the east coast of India. The 16.5-acre yard has been custom built to meet the logistics and riser maintenance support requirement for our east coast operations. The yard has an administrative office, covered warehouse, buoyancy storage shop, open storage areas for storing heavy drill equipment like tubular, casings. It has dedicated bays for storage of riser and riser flotations. The yard is contained within the boundaries of the Kakinada Seaport Dock and is customs controlled. The docking arrangements for shipment of offshore cargo to our deep water rigs are from the dedicated finger jetties, which are only meters away from the Transocean yard. The day starts with a morning meeting where all the crew assembles for the daily safety briefing and to discuss and plan the jobs for the day, which includes allocation of resources and crew members. The integration of the crew while planning is one of the most important aspects of the meeting, which in turn builds confidence, respect, and self-esteem as part of the team. The yard office is a two-floor building with a cafeteria, training room, change rooms, and a third-party office on the ground floor. The upper floor has offices for all yard supervisors and a conference room to conduct internal meetings. The 15,000 square feet covered warehouse is adequately shelved with dedicated bays to store costly rig equipment and protect them from weather conditions. The yard has a well-designed gas bottle storage area. It has a dedicated lube oil storage area. The color-coded waste disposal area is used for storage, segregation of waste received from rigs. All rig tubular are inspected in the yard by approved third-party vendors. If any repair work is planned, then tubular are sent across to the ITS repair shop in Kakinada outside the port area. The yard has dedicated bays for drilling risers, and it can stow up to 250 risers. The riser facility has been designed and custom built to provide a complete solution for the repair and maintenance of drilling marine riser under one roof. The design plan of the facility is to follow a complete workflow process from the start to the end as a seamless operation. The yard layout has four major operational areas, the first of which is the concrete laydown area. The second operational area is the buoyancy repair shop, where the riser flotation modules are inspected, repaired, and refurbished in-house by a dedicated team of module technicians. The third section is the riser repair workshop, where the additional repair requirements like welding of replacement pins and boxes on auxiliary lines and main tubes are carried out. The fourth section of the yard is the blast and paint shop. The riser maintenance bay has been custom built to suit the requirements of riser maintenance. After arrival at the dockside from the deep water rigs, the riser joints are initially inspected to ascertain any obvious work scope. The joints will then be removed from storage and moved to the riser maintenance area, and the repair and maintenance program will be implemented. It is mandatory that all the risers laid out in the bay go through high-pressure washing. The riser auxiliary lines are cleaned internally with high-pressure unit. This clears all the rust debris and mud from the tubes, which otherwise could result in BOP failures later when riser is run. Depending on work scope defined by rig, the risers are segregated on the maintenance area and inspection sheets tagged to each riser. General maintenance, 365 days inspection, and other minor corrective repairs are carried out by competent riser maintenance personnel. The riser team is equipped with all measuring instruments required for dimension checks. Any broken or damaged buoyancy modules will be replaced by good modules stocked in yard for respective rigs. The auxiliary lines are tested as part of a 365 days inspection to ensure integrity of riser. In the case of a Transocean 5-year mandatory inspection, an OEM inspector is deployed to carry out the inspection, and the riser joint will be stripped completely and will be dimensionally checked and NDT inspected for integrity. GE has stationed a dedicated inspector and an engineer at our facility to improve and speed up the whole process. Recently, we have introduced a GE design-specific radar tool for inspection of risers. This tool is remotely operated and does all the wall thickness and internal weld integrity checks, which does not require the removal of paint and buoyancy modules for the inspection. This tool has successfully been used recently on the KG1 and KG2 risers, which has significantly reduced the inspection time and man-hours in particular, a major financial saving to the company. The riser repair shop is equipped with overhead cranes, which can operate in synchronization to handle risers and slip joints, weighing up to 50 tons and as long as 90 feet. The workshop has a dedicated site office, NDT rooms, dedicated storage bays for cutting and welding gases, a 100-foot reinforced concrete bay for testing, and a well-laid-out workflow for inspection, weld repairs, and storage handling. A riser is transported to the repair workshop and will be offloaded from the trailer using overhead cranes, which can be operated in tandem or individually depending on operational requirement. The weld preparations are done in-house using specific cutting and beveling tools specially purchased for the purpose. The welding repairs of main tube and auxiliary lines are being carried out by OEM technicians and supervised by Transocean and OEM representatives at all times. The preheating, soaking and post-weld heat treatment is all monitored, charted and documented by the OEM and Transocean supervisors as per procedures. Upon completion of the non-destructive testing, the riser auxiliary lines are moved to testing bay. The bay is enclosed with reinforced concrete wall and wood lining to take impact of any failures. The test facility is equipped with a 30,000 psi test pump and chart recorders. The safety features include flashing lights with siren and a video camera to remotely observe the testing facility. The riser repair shop is also equipped to inspect, overhaul and test the slip joints, termination joints and other ancillary equipment. Once the risers are repaired and tested, the main tubes and auxiliary lines are moved separately to the enclosed chamber to remove the total paint covering, which will bring the equipment back to the bare parent metal. Once the surface has been prepared, the equipment is then painted to full Transocean specification and measured, monitored and documented during every stage of the process. After completion in the paint shop, the riser and lines will then be transported to the assembly area, where the riser joint will then be completely rebuilt and torqued. And then dressed with buoyancy modules. On completion of the assembly and with a final inspection by the OEM inspector, the riser joint will then be issued with an OEM certificate of conformance. The riser joint is then preserved, protected and stored, ready for the next required deployment offshore. The buoyancy repair shop has been designed to conduct the buoyancy repair in a safe and effective manner. It is installed with air exhaust to remove the dust from the working area. The chemical and paints used for the repairs are stored in dedicated lockers, which are equipped with FM200 systems. The compressed air supply and electrical supplies are located in convenient locations to assist in operations. As the buoyancy modules are removed from the riser joints, they are assessed for damage, and any damaged modules found will be transported to the vicinity of the buoyancy repair shop for inspection. A complete inspection of the buoyancy module is carried out by the buoyancy QA/QC technician for damage level assessment and recommended repair. The general repair process will follow a workflow pattern of buffing, grinding and stripping the outer layers of the module and the required preparation for repairs carried out at this first stage. During the second stage, the module will then be repaired with various types of tie rods and strengthening strips. An epoxy filling and surface leveling and repair will take place. During the third stage of repair, the module will then be top surface skinned, weighed, checked and measured by the QC inspector for conformance to the OEM specifications. The buoyancy repair being conducted in-house has added a great advantage to our operations. This reduces the turnaround time to prepare risers for the load out. The in-house repairs has given a considerable savings to the company, which otherwise was very expensive and time-consuming if we had to send the flotations to Singapore.
The riser maintenance facility in Kakinada is adding a great value to the deepwater fleet in IME. Previously, due to lack of facility, the inspection program was irregular and ad hoc in nature. The risers were sent to Singapore for all the inspections and repairs, which was time-consuming and costly. This facility has been designed to conduct all inspections and repairs under one roof. This saves time and money. Other aspect of this facility is that we are able to enhance the life of the costly asset by effective preservation. GE, who is the OEM for this equipment, worked with us as partners This ensures quality and certification.